happy friends. It's Maria Robinson, Stamping Simply with Maria. Thank you so much for stopping by again today. I appreciate you watching. So I have another phone fold card for you today. It's a Slimline Gatefold card. And the whole month of May, I was showcasing these Slimline cards because I was just having fun. Basically, what I was doing is tearing my, well, I wasn't really tearing them apart, but I was taking my A2 size cards and thinking, how can I make them into the longer, taller Slimline cards? And basically by just tweaking a few of the measurements, it was pretty easy. So I hope that you've been trying them and making them along with me. Just last week, I showed you how to make the envelopes because when I was putting them in the number 10 size envelope, I noticed that there was a little too much space in there. So I felt that I wanted something a little more adaptable for the Slimline card size that I was making, which when it's a finished card and it's like 3.5 by 8.5 or thereabouts. So anyway, I'm excited to show you the gatefold card and I can't wait to get started. So let me turn the camera down and we'll do that right away. Hang on a second. So this was one of my sample cards that I created for the Slimline Gatefold card. Basically, it has a belly band. Just slide that off. And it opens to reveal the inside, which you have a nice area here to write your message, a nice sentiment, nice letter. And if you want, you can also put an additional piece of cardstock on the back and write more, write more of a message. It's something that we obviously don't do in this day and age with technology and text messaging and emails. We tend to forget about beautiful handmade cards that we could send out to our family and friends. And for the inside, I use the Pansy Patch stamp set, and to die cut the pansies, I use the pansy dies. Now this is, I'm very happy because I've used this quite a bit. I've to make cards and these fun elements here, the flowers, and it's it carried over into the new catalog, which just launched on May 3rd. And speaking of new catalogs, if you don't have one and you'd like one, please contact me. I'd love to send you one. I'd also love to earn your business if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. My contact information can be found below the video in the description. So, like I said, this is still in the annual catalog, and it could be found on page 15. As a bundle, you can purchase it for $51.25, and it comes with the stamp set and the dies. So really love that stamp set and dies. Now, I also made an envelope to fit the gatefold card, and that's, I just basically used white cardstock, and I put the liner from scrap that I had of the designer series paper, which was the Pansy Patch, which is no longer available in the catalog. But I mean, you can use any paper that you have on hand. It doesn't have to be the Pansy Patch. It could be whatever you have on hand. And I'll also show you another, in today's video, I'll show you another way to do this. If you don't have enough of the designer series paper, you can make your own. So we'll do that in a sec. So in today's card, what I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using a couple of different stamp sets. We'll be using the Paradise Palms, but I'm only using the dies for the palms, which are on page 172. The stamp set is page 23, and you can get these separately. They're not as a bundle anymore. So page 172 is where the dies can be found. I guess I didn't mark that one off. On 72, so right over here, and these are $35, and the stamp set I didn't use that in this is $23. The stamp set and suite that I am using actually is Hues of Happiness, and that you can get the paper, the stamp set, the dies for $69.50, and that's a great deal, I think, for those 3 items. So the designer series paper, the stamp set, and the dies for $69.50, and it's Hues of Happiness, and that can be found on page 108 and 109 of the new annual catalog. All right, so let's get started for today. Put these things all aside here. All right, so I've already gone ahead and cut out my papers here. So I have, and I put these over here in the order that I'm going to be needing them, just because I want, when I cut my designer series paper, I wanted to match up. So we have the base, which is in Night of Navy, and that's cut at 8.5 by 10.5. And I haven't scored that yet, but we'll score it in a second. Then we have 4 pieces, 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the designer series paper, and those are 1.5 inch by 8.25 inch. Then you have this layer here that's cut at 3.25 inch by 8.25 inch. Then your basic white is 3 inches by 8 inches. For the belly band, the designer series paper is 1 inch by 8.25 inch. Now, I did this 2 ways, and you can do either or. I used a die cut here, which is the die that I actually use from the palm dies. I use this here to cut 2 strips to put on here in the center. Alternately, what I did on my other card is I just put a strip of the cardstock, the coordinating cardstock. It was a piece of scrap paper. I just put that down the center here. But for this one, I decided to do something a little more fun. So we'll adhere that. I adhered part of it, but we'll do the rest in a bit. And yeah, okay. So I'm going to keep these designer series paper in order because I don't want to forget how I have them lined up there. All right, so let's start to score this piece here. Remember, we're using the scoring blade, so you want to keep your cutting blade out of the way. Let me open up the arm for my trimmer. All right, so we're going to score along the 10.5 inch side at 1 3/4. Remember, keep that blade out of the way, the cutting blade. 3.5. And if you're interested in the written tutorial for this, just get in touch with me through email. Like I said, my information is below. Or alternately, you can sign up for my newsletter and just, send me a quick email that this is the one that you want. I have the newsletter set up where you get a different tutorial, but if you'd rather have this one, that's fine too. I could send you both. So we did 1 3/4, 3.5, 7 inches, and then 8 3/4. All right, I think I can set this aside. I don't believe I need that anymore. And then you just want to fold on the score lines. You're going to do a mountain fold, valley fold, and do the same thing on the other side. Mountain fold, valley fold, like so. And then they'll meet up in the center here. And just go ahead and crease them, burnish them with your bone folder. I'm so happy that spring is finally here and the temperatures are finally warming up. I don't do well with cold weather, And even in the summertime, sometimes it'll get cold and you'll see me with like a sweatshirt on or something in the house. But I guess that's because my AC is on too high. All right, and sometimes these don't match up in the center. So I like to pull it apart and then just once again burnish the edges where it's not sitting correctly. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. All right, so that's it for that piece. Very easy so far. Now, next we'll be adhering the panels. So we have one panel here. This panel will go here, and so on and so forth. And I like to use the liquid glue. You can use whatever your favorite glue is. And you'll notice I'm using the, not the flower side because I wanted to make this more masculine. So we're gonna put this side down. See if I can pick it up. My fingers don't seem to work today. Next panel. And you want to make sure that you have equal spacing on top and bottom, aligning the panels on the bottom and the top of the card over here. All right, I'm gonna set this aside 1 minute because what I should have done, just so this has time to dry, is I want to adhere the other part onto the belly band. So we want to put that here. So the way I do it is that I put a little glue here, and I'm using a silicone craft mat so that when the glue dries up, you just scrape it off. I'll just put a little here. And this way, this will give it time to dry and set while we're working on the rest of the card. Like so. All right. Can set these pieces aside. Let's go back to adhering the panels. Next, I'm going to adhere the center panel. Again, you can use whatever your favorite adhesive is. Tear and tape, the stamp and seal, monoliquid glue, I call this green glue, which is my favorite. The green glue is my favorite. I just find it's more forgiving. This paper is beautiful, isn't it? I just love it. Love, love, love. And I hate to use, put glue on the one side, but you gotta do it that way, right? All right, we have one more panel to put down. I think I might have reversed these pieces, but oh no, I know why I did that, because when you close it, I want the two blues to match up. That's why I did that. Okay. I knew there was a method to my madness. All right, so let's close up this glue. And I want to just show you the paper that I'm using. Here it is. Which is called Hues of Happiness. And it's from that Happiness Abounds, the suite that I showed you. So these I'm showing you both sides of the paper. Isn't it beautiful? The colors are so vibrant. Now this is the one that I'm using. And we have, oh no, that's not the one. Oops, wrong one. That's what this is here. Okay, I see. And we got these pretty flowers here. This is the one that I'm using here. Hang on a second, I'll show you. So this is the side, and then this is the side that I decided to use in the card. And then we have this pretty one here. And the other nice thing about this set is that the dies, let me pull those out, I'll show you what they can do. You can actually cut out these pieces here. You just get it. Let's see if I can get it right. Or is it this one? Maybe it's this one. I think it might be this one. Yeah, that's the one. So it cuts these out, you know, and then you can, instead of stamping, you can use these on your paper, on your projects. And then this one here, I believe, cuts this one out. No, it has, this one has a stem, so it cuts. Here we go, this one here. That one will cut that. And I believe this one here also cuts, I think this might cut the rose, the smaller rose. Yes, here we go. Then you have the leaves. I haven't tried this yet, so bear with me. These will cut out. I have sticky glue fingers. Those leaves there, and then this one will cut out the multiple leaves. So really cool. If you don't want to stamp them, you can just cut these out of the paper, and yeah, it's perfect. So I love that. Love, love, love that. Another great reason that you'll want to get this stamp set, the dies. And really the whole set isn't that, I didn't think it was that much. I thought it was very reasonable. I don't want to lose any of these pieces. I got one more over here. Okay. Just put that back in here so you don't lose them. And then, oh, I haven't used these yet, but these are really fun. This is a, it's got like a notebook edge, so I hope to show that someday. That's really pretty too. Alright, so we saw the paper. Let's put that aside and continue with our card. Alright. So after we do that, you'll want to take the belly band and just wrap it around the card. And you don't have to, what I like to do is just wrap it around. And you want to leave a little bit of room on both sides, and then you could press down because you want it to slide up and down nice and easily, like so. I'm just going to put some glue down here. Actually, let me trim this first. Now we can add some glue. Add some glue here. And just make sure I don't go past this point here. That down. And let that set. And just press and hold it for like a second or two. All right, now we'll put that aside. So for the next part, I'm going to die cut some pieces. And again, I'm just using the scraps from the designer series paper that I used. And I want to cut, these are the elements that came from this die set, the palms dies. So I use this die here, and now I'm going to use these palm trees and this leaf image here. I don't think we need that piece. All right, so let's get the cut and emboss machine out so we can die cut these pieces. And then we can adhere those to the front to the belly band. Those are going on the belly band. Cutting plates. We have plate 1, plate 2, plate 3, and we're going to need 2 of those. So, and then I think I'm going to die cut the leaf from the green here. I'm going to put this in, no, it won't go sideways, okay. And we'll do this in one pass. And then we'll do the palm trees we'll do it this way. We'll do the yellow, I'm sorry, the green on the top and the yellow on the bottom. So, all right, then we'll put this on here. Hopefully they don't move. This would be nice if I had the magnetic cutting plate, but I haven't gotten that yet. All right, the magnetic cutting plate is really nice because once you put the dies in the paper, it won't move. So it's very nice. All right, there we go. I'm going to do another green leaf. I think it would be nice to use that extra green leaf there. You could use 2. So let's cut another green leaf. Go this way a little. And let's do this. About there, I think. I think that would be good right there. Okay. Put that down and send it through one more time. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm wiggling the table a lot. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's move this out of the way. Where did I do? Oh, here it is. Okay. So I have my belly band. And I'm going to put, let's see, I think I'm going to put this one here, like so. The back, and then maybe we'll do this one on this side in the back. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do it this way. Put one going down. I want to cover up this seam here. I should have been cognizant of where that was. I think this is what we're gonna do. All right, so we'll do it here. We'll tuck this one going upwards. And then I think this one going downwards, like so. I think that'll be good. All right, let me bring my silicone craft mat again. What did I do with it? Here it is. All right, so, and I just need a little glue down on the bottom here. So again, I'm going to put a little glue on my mat, and then we'll get the sponge out. We don't need too much, maybe a little more than that. Actually, that looks kind of cool with the other colors on the other side, doesn't it? Looks interesting. I mean, naturally, leaves aren't that color, but it could work. Because then this way it'll pick up the blue, the Night of Navy. Nah, I think I'll stick with the green. Okay, never mind. We are sticking with the green. Now I can put I can just add the glue to this. I don't have to put it on the mat with the sponge because these are much wider here. Just put a little bit down here, a little bit down on this side here. Again, I want to make sure I get that seam covered up. And I'm going to push these together a little bit, like so. Hold that down just a minute. All right, well, we're going to let that set just a minute. And I'm going to bring in, this is the panel that we're putting on the inside of the card. And I decided that I'm going to stamp one of the palm trees on the inside, because I think that would look nice. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. We took that off. Okay, that piece, and then I haven't used these yet, so they're stuck in there. All right, and then that. All right. So have you been enjoying my video so far? I hope you have. If you have, make sure you click that thumbs up button, which is found right below the video. This tells me that you're enjoying it and I can bring you more fun content. Also, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, please make sure you hit that bell icon, which is also found below the video, and click all so that you're notified each time I upload a new video or go live. Now let's get back to that card making tutorial. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp the palm tree onto the white card base. Let me move this out of the way. I think I'm pretty much done with this. So we'll let that dry. All right, and I have a stamp block here. We'll put that on here. And we're going to be making the trunk using soft suede. Remember, tap, tap, tap. And then I like to just make sure it's not too strong. You know, let me see if I make it a little bit lighter. You see what happened here? I don't know if you can see that, but I kind of rock back and forth, and that's why I have this here. But I think I'm going to use just the darker one. All right, let me tap, tap, tap again. And straight up and down. Like so. All right, good. Close this up. I should have my Simply Chamois in here someplace. Oh, yes, here it is. I like to clean my stamps as soon as right after I'm done using them. And the simple chamois that I'm using just has, you know, it's just water on it, and the color that's on here won't transfer onto the other stamps. And then we're going to do the palm tree. Let's see, is that going to fit on there? I think so, yes. Okay. And we'll do the palms and Pear Pizzazz. Tap, tap, tap. Make sure that looks good. There, nice. Do one more just to be sure. All right. And straight up and down. Beautiful. Oh, I love that. That looks so pretty. All right, we can close that up. Let's clean this one off. And I'm going to leave my simple chamois out because we're going to be stamping the liner for our envelope, because I don't have enough designer series paper to put in there. So let me put this back on here. Why don't we do that right now since we're talking about it? All right, so I have a piece of white cardstock here, and it's just cut, I believe, 3 3/4. Let's make sure. Yes, 3 3/4 by 8 3/4. All right. So, and for that, we're using the Happiness Abounds stamp set. I'm using this flower image, and then the leaves, these leaves here. And I'm using Daffodil Delight, Pool Party, and Granny Apple Green for the leaves. And so you'll just go, you know, randomly. Make sure you have something underneath your surface. Here I have a grid paper, and you can stamp on here, just randomly stamping. You know, you want to fill as much as the white area as you can with each of the colors, with the 3 colors, I should say, not each of the colors. You can come off the paper, you can turn your images the other way. Again, just random. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Here, I'll make another one here. Maybe another one down in this corner. Next, we're using Pool Party. Again, here. Another one up here. And I'm just being random. There's no right or wrong way to do this. And then for the leaves, we're going to use Pear Pizzazz. Nope. What is this color? Not Pear Pizzazz. Granny Apple Green. Forgot already. I used Pear Pizzazz for the palm tree. Again, and you can even overlap these. No problem there. But filling in as much as the white space as you can possibly do without overcrowding. That one here, maybe put some down here, some along the side here. Let's see where else. I think we'll put a little more on top here. And you just put the stem part there. Another one over here. And
I think that's good enough. All right, I'll call that done. Let's close these all up because I don't want to stick my fingers in there. Put those aside. These aside. I had already done one previously, so and that's how I did the previous one. So what you want to do when you're putting your piece, either the designer series paper or the white paper that you just stamped a background on, you want to come down about 1/8 of an inch from the top of your envelope here. I don't know if you can see that there, right about there. There's about 1/8 of an inch. Because what happens is when you're folding it, it kind of moves, so it, you know, it does end up close to the edge. But you want to, I found that that's the best way to do it, is line it up in here before you glue it down, and make sure you come down about 1/8 of an inch, glue it, fold it, glue it, and then you should be fine. All right, so let's go ahead and do that now and see if it works. And if you want to know how I made the envelope, definitely watch my video from last week if you haven't done so already. And this, what I'm using is actually, it's not Stampin' Up! Paper for the envelope, because I felt that the cardstock was too thick for this. So I found this paper at Walmart, but I feel it's also still a little bit too thick. So I'm still on the hunt. Although I did feel that the, I can't talk and like do glue down at the same time. So hang on a second. The copy paper is too thin, but then that paper was too thick. So I did find another paper. I think it's Staples. It's like a laser paper, and I'm going to be getting that this week, I think. I just ordered it yesterday, so it should be get here by today, tomorrow, or yeah. So hopefully that will work better, but I think it was either 40 pound or 35 pound. I don't know, it was something like that. I don't recall at the moment, but hopefully that one works better, because like I said, this is too thick. It was 65 pound paper. The Stampin' Up! One is definitely too thick, because I think that's 80 pound. And copy paper is too thin, though. That's only 20 pound. So, you know, it takes a little while to figure that all out and get it all, you know, right. So, okay, so that's done. Now, before I adhere the sides down, I want to cut these corners here a little. Oh, I did get some glue on my finger. Some, not glue, some ink on my finger. And just flip this over and do the same thing on here. Like so. All right. Then on top, to seal this envelope, I'm just going to put a little tear and tape here. And the reason I use the tear and tape is because when I'm ready, then I can just lift off the backing and seal up the envelope. So we'll leave that on. All right, then we're going to fold this up here and glue that down. Let me see how far is that going to go. I think I'd rather put it on here. You know what? I don't know why the glue's not coming out all of a sudden. There we go. Okay. I squeeze too much now. Do the same thing here. did put too much over here. Where's that sponge? All right, we're just going to take some off with the sponge here. Once this dries up, you won't even know it. All right, I'll let that set for a minute. All right, put that aside. Now we can adhere the center panel where you'll be writing your greeting and sentiment and signing your card. There we go. Alrighty. And let's see, this should be dry now. I'll slide that on. So, there you go. Belly band is done. That's dry. Beautiful. And then we have the envelope that it goes with. Like so. And let me bring in the one that I made previously. And we have this pretty one here as well. So I hope you enjoyed these. Like I said, if you did like them, please make sure you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not a subscriber. And I hope to see you next time. Happy stamping, guys. Take care.